Hi everyone, you joined me this afternoon. We sitting here with Armand, friend, wildlife photographer, to be filmmaker soon. Myself, Helgardt Pretorius. I've got the opportunity to just sit and chat as friends, as fellow photographers, just get to know Armand a bit behind the scenes, what's going on in his mind with photographs, the new publication of Eden, and just a general nice chat to see what's going on and what you think about your own publication.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for having me. It's nice to talk about the Eden publication. Obviously yourself and Chris, who's just sitting outside of shot, eagerly listening in this conversation. He's been a big part of it as well. A few people have actually joined me on this exciting adventure. And yeah, it's a publication that's taken me about 3 years, and a lot of grafting. Couldn't have done it without such an incredible team as everyone that's played a part in it. There's a lot of people that's provided, whether it's support, whether it's advice, it's just been fantastic. And yet to see the book come to life over these 3 years, it's fantastic. And in just over a week's time, it's going to be published. So yeah,
sure, exciting times.
Yeah, very, very exciting.
Near the end.
Yeah.
End of a long journey, actually.
Yeah, it has been.
So how many years in total then, if we start off with something like that?
It was 3 years in total. The dream came actually back in 2019, before my first book publication, Photo Safari Kruger. So I actually the dream was to always work in the Delta, to do a book here. But yeah, it's just the logistics a little bit challenging. So the first book was very nice, doing it at Elephant Plains. And this one took a whole new sort of turn with regards to logistics, adventure, all that sort of stuff. So it was about 3 years, but the planning, the processing, everything has been much longer.
Can only imagine.
Yeah.
Lots going on behind the scenes, obviously.
Yes, a lot that only a small select group of people have been able to see. Everything from the immigrations to residency to filming permits. It's tirelessly, I'm driving halfway from Hoedspruit to Gaborone just to hear that the offices have just been spontaneously closed, and then turning around and driving about 1,000 kilometers back. There's been a lot.
And immigration challenges, stresses, yes, of course.
A lot. No. Yeah, it's been a publication such as this is much more than just the book that's on the table. It's far greater than that. And I think, it's nice to the idea with the third publication is to actually give viewers an intel into what it takes to do such a publication with the behind the scenes filming. And it's great to have yourself and also Chris to be a part of it, and to be able to show people what it really takes to be able to do such a large commercial publication. So yeah, it's the one I'm looking forward to. Sure. We'll get more into that a little bit later.
Still a few questions. I'm just going to read through a few questions that have popped up. So Eden, obviously on your latest publication, Soul of Africa, powerful title. What does Eden itself symbolize for you personally, and how does it reflect the emotion and the essence of the African wilderness you captured itself?
Eden is a very symbolic book. Okay, Eden, the name, the way that it's structured, a lot of the images, a lot of the text is very symbolic. So the book was birthed out of the loss of a couple of very good friends of mine who are actually considered brothers. These were people that I saw on a daily basis. They were massive supporters, from mentors to actually big brothers and sort of family, people I considered family. So these people played a massive role, not only in what I'm doing today, but in the person that I am. And so I think, they've all four brothers of mine have passed away. And Eden is sort of the sort of symbolic, sort of that world we're all looking for, that moves away from the pain of today, moves away from, the sort of fragility of life. We're moving. Eden represents a place of perfection, a place of tranquility, of peace, of, that natural essence. And so the book's name is derived from that. And, I always say that, it's the loneliness and the pain was my closest companions throughout this, as I remembered who I was doing it for. And I think at the end of the day, the name sort of captures the essence of what I want to give people And when I want them, when they look through the book, I want them to escape the harsh realities of today and actually be able to enjoy a completely different world, and that is the world of Eden. And Africa, I don't think that there's a better Eden than Botswana. If you're looking at the two major regions, Okavango and Kalahari, coupled with a smaller Tuli region as well in the south, I don't think that there's a much better representation of Eden than Botswana as a country.
Sure. Well, if you look at the background behind us, that's Eden itself right there.
Exactly.
Absolutely special place.
Yeah, well, we're here to start the work on the third publication, so yeah, it's my favorite place on the planet. When I am here, it's a different feeling. It's completely wild, and yeah, so it's
a lot of heart involved as well.
Yes, very much. It's a very emotional book. Even if you're looking at, so there'll be two editions. There's going to be the standard edition and the limited edition. And the limited edition has got a material cover, black with, it looks like stars on it. So the stars actually represent those that have gone before us. Okay, so I always say that what are stars but the eyes of the people that have gone before us, who guide us on life's winding path, and that's what it symbolizes. It's the eyes of not only my four that I've lost, but everyone. You know, if you've lost someone and you miss them, you know, you look up and you know where to find them. And for me, that's been a massive driving force. So many times I've wanted to give up. So many times I've become, you know, within a hair's width of giving up. And you realize what it is. And even with the standard edition, with that light, the Eden name that's shining on the leopard front cover, you know, it symbolizes the power of Eden and how it can actually bring light to anything that's in darkness. And I think, you know, it's both of the copies have got the symbolic. Like I said, everything about the book is symbolic.
Sure. Looking forward to seeing it, that's for sure, as many of us. Your work has always blended artistry with conservation as well. How does this book further your mission of telling Africa's story through both beauty and vulnerability?
I think as a photographer, you have to get people to look at your images. And how do you do that? You either give them a beautiful image to look at or something that's very interesting. And with Eden, I want people to look at the pages and say, this is a very beautiful image, or how did he take this? Okay. And what meaning is behind it. So
that
you'll
unknown,
see,
trying to figure it out yourself.
Yeah, you got to try and work out what it is. And you know, I try to blend in that sort of artistry also with the beautiful images, the simplistic images, the artistic images. And I wanted to make a creative book out of it. I don't want it to just be a normal book that people page 3/4 through and sort of get bored and close it and put it away. I wanted to engage people. I want to use artistry and also creativity in order to be able to really engage them and get them to think about what it is that they're looking at. And I guess the way that I did it with Eden is to try and push the boundaries of photography. You know as yourself, you know how close we'd come to
gear at risk, gloves at risk, for sure.
Very dangerous situations in order to be able to get some of those images. And I think that's what it comes down to, is really pushing the boundaries, not integrity-wise, but in respect with photography, is to really push the boundaries of creativity and artistry in order to be able to convey the message of what you intend it to be.
Sure. Going on with that as well, the next sort of question for you. Your images itself often reveal intimate moments that most people will never witness. I think that's part of putting that all together in one publication. There's people that never get the chance to even come out to Eden as you described it. And it gives people that little bit of a glimpse into that world. And the question then will be, can you share one specific encounter in the field that deeply moved you personally in this book itself, if you had to bring up?
Well, there's quite a few, but I must say, there's you'll know about especially the carapace image from the bottom with the camera trap. But if I have to look at one image in that book, there's an image of a leopard that's lying on a dead tree. It sort of looks like a scythe, and it was actually taken with Chris the one afternoon. We were following this leopard, and going into the dead tree forest in Kwai, we knew that we were going to damage this vehicle badly, and following it in those those jagged sort of rocks, not rocks, sticks, branches. It's called the dead tree forest for a reason. It's because there's a hell of a lot of dead trees in there, and that they don't like vehicles. So we followed that leopard relentlessly. No other vehicle came in with us. It was only us. We'd been following that leopard for, I'd say it was about 2 weeks, maybe not that long, maybe between 1 and 2 weeks. And the female's mother was killed by lions, and she was on every termite mound, on every dead tree, and I just trying to call her. I specifically wanted an image of her on that dead tree, and eventually we got it, but it came at a hefty cost. I think it was about 23,000 Rand damage to the vehicle. Wow. I eventually I couldn't continue driving with mine. We had to drive with Chris's after that, and I had to take it to Toyota in Maun to get fixed, and then to South Africa to get the bigger stuff done. And so that stands out because I remember Chris saying, it was like, there's going to be a bit of damage here.
Sure.
And we pursued that, and there was a lot of damage. And I remember to get into the squeeze of things where that leopard was, just to get far enough away to use a wide angle, there was one branch that caught the front of the vehicle, and I knew what it was going to do. It was a thick branch, and it just pulled the line from the front of the vehicle to the back. And when I reversed, obviously, from the back all the way back to the front. So it was a nice key mark in there. But it was worth it at the end of the day.
Your vehicle itself has a few stories to tell, that's for sure.
Yes, no, it has. That vehicle has been pushed, equipment, vehicles, cameras. They are tools to get the job done.
Sure.
They're not something that I look after my stuff very well, but it's not something that I put a holy caption to. It's the equipment, and they need to be pushed.
Does what it's meant to do, and you use it to the full
If a vehicle
capacity,
can drive through water, you drive through water.
Sure.
If a camera can withstand cold and heat, you put it through that, and you sort of test it to the boundaries of its limits. And that's what we did that day.
Wow,
the vehicle
amazing.
held up, but unfortunately, maybe it tested it a bit too far.
I guess the next one is every photograph grows with each project. In what ways has the process of creating Eden, Soul of Africa, transformed your craft or changed your perspective?
It's a good question.
Because I guess
and just
you've
for
learned
reference,
from
I haven't
the
actually
previous.
gone through any of these questions.
You literally hasn't. I've asked him this question before.
Yeah, but all of these questions, they're new to me. But it is, I always say to guests about Rhulani photo and film that I always suggest doing a book, because when you do a book, it forces you to actually diversify. You diversify in photography, in lenses, in locations, in subjects, in techniques, styles, all that sort of stuff. It doesn't help you just do a book with a 500mm lens and all of it is portraits of a leopard, where you get bored. So doing a book actually forces you to diversify, but not only that, it forces you to improve as well. It forces you to think outside the box. You've already got this image. How then can I do something different? How then can I, what can I do different this time? And, as the project went on, the creativity, that the boundary of creativity was just pushed further and further. And I think that's what it comes down to, is when you work on a project like a book publication, you force yourself to improve and really push those boundaries. And I could see that happening throughout Eden. At the beginning I was still very conservative. By the end, I just threw caution to the wind, and I was doing what I possibly could to be able to really convey the message that I want to the audience.
That's amazing to see and to say. I personally, having obviously seen your first publication, Photo Safari Kruger, and seeing some of the images, obviously, for the second project. I've been in quite a few of the sightings itself, and seeing the way you've progressed through time with this new publication. It's insane.
Yeah.
And I think some spectacular stuff coming.
Yeah, no, it is. And I'm looking forward to sharing some of the stuff with you guys. And
sure.
The guests of Rhulani Photo and Film will also attest to that. Every time they come back, there's a new skill that's been learned, and something that's that to be improved on. Yeah.
Something to maybe come to the end of this is obviously looking forward to your publication. What would you hope readers would feel and understand out of the experience of Eden itself? And how would you like this publication to influence their connection with Africa? Obviously having quite a few international guests on safari, as well as people purchasing your new publication. What is the thing that you want them to take away from this publication?
I want them to enter the world that I see. I want people to experience Africa the way that I do. You know, over time, yourself and Chris sitting there, you guys have been I've become quite good friends with you, and to be able to share this world with you guys has been amazing. I can't do that with everyone. So a book and the publication of Eden is my way that I can share my world with an audience that can't be here with me like the two of you are. And I want people to open up that book and to be inspired. I want people to look at it and say, you know, if he can do it, I can do it too. And the thing is that at school I failed English completely. I failed photography. You don't have to be super educated to be able to do something like this. You just need to put your head down and sort of work and graft and surround yourself with people such as the two of you to support and to be there. And you get pushed by those around you, and it ultimately changes the person that you are and also improves you. And I want people to look at that and become inspired, but also, as it comes down to the beginning of our conversation, I want people to escape into a world of nature, to be able to, I want that person that's under pressure at work to open up that book and completely forget about their troubles. I want people who are, in pain, maybe it's a loss, maybe something's happened. I want them to open up the book and completely forget about that as well. I want them to enjoy that 20, 30 minutes or 60 minutes, whatever it is that they're paging through the book, and actually be able to just break away and enjoy the Garden of Eden is what I've seen it as. And ultimately, I think it's that message of peace, which ties in with what our company name is, Rhulani, which means peace. I think that's ultimately what I want people. I want them to enjoy the book, but also find it as a breakaway. My favorite books as well, I can find when work starts getting a little bit stressful or where there's things going on, just open up those books and you just, delve into them and you get lost in them completely. And ultimately, that's what I want for my audience.
Wow, so special. So much heart, so much passion. At the end of the day, it's to share those passion and the heart that you put into that publication with
and I think
people that can't see it necessarily.
Exactly, and it's beautiful. And this year we had a couple of safaris into the Okavango, into the areas that I did this project on, and to see the guests, for their eyes light up, and a lot of them would say, "Now I can understand why you love this place so much. Now I can understand what it is that draws you here." And that is. I want people to open up that book and say, "I want to go there. I want to experience that and be able to." I actually honestly think that it'd be sad if you can't experience this place at one stage or another. It's such a place of magic and mystery, of beauty and inspiration. It's unbelievable. That's why I say it's my favorite place.
Same, can't agree more. I think that brings the interview to the conclusion. Amazing time, amazing sitting, just hearing a part of what you've seen, what you've experienced, what you want people to experience from this new publication. And I'm sure myself, I haven't seen the publication itself, so I can definitely say that I'm looking forward.
It's the 27th now, it's just over, it's on the 12th.
Not long to go.
So,
Looking
forward to having both of you guys there.
Sure.
It's going to be awesome.
Can't wait.
Thank you very much, and cheers to the next one as well. Hey, I appreciate the time and the effort. And,
for sure. It's been an absolute adventure. And the next one's coming. We're going to share more about that, but the next one's coming.
What shall we do with the next one?
I don't know. What do you think? Wing it, maybe.
Yeah, why not? What about Dark Continent?
It's a good name.
Think so?
I think so.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Chris, what do you think?
What do you think about the name Dark Continent?
Dark Continent,
Yeah.
the next book.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what the content's going to be.
Makes sense.
It's just going to be photos of you, mate.
We agree that we're just going to wing it.
Oh,